Sunday. We are in live cuts number 95. Wow, 95. So we're going to end up doing 100 lives within a year, I think. And that was not a set goal. It's just sort of something that's happened. Let's go in here a little bit. Boop. As you can see, I work on a Genie Diamond Pacific. Magical Gemsicle. And we have a few things to do today. What's this one called? Let me do a quick check. Liza. Hey there, welcome in. I don't know how that's going to cut. We might just peek into that one to see what's inside. But yeah, we're on live number 95. I have a piece of Veracite, which is gorgeous. A couple of pieces of turquoise. These are a little bit different. Oh, I better put my chat stuff on, huh? Let's do my chat filter to everybody. And let's turn on a flashlight. That'll help. Hi there, welcome in. So, this is not the planned reward live that I thought it was going to be. We're going to do that probably Thursday. Yeah, watched up my back a little bit, so nothing new. I might finish this one off, at least on the front. So we're going to try the Eliza a little bit. Hi there, welcome in. We're going to go through probably 1, 2, 3 pieces of turquoise, see what we can get out of those. We might cut the Veracite. I think it's the Windy Ridge. And I'm going to do another piece, the other piece of this, which is actually Nakazari without any Nako. It does have the pyrite on the outside, but there's really nothing inside. But it's pretty color. So I'm going to try that. And I got so much stuff, guys. I'm not even sure where to start. And we might do this piece of Kingman. But what I'm finding is we're cutting a lot of stuff on these lives. And I'm not finishing them up, and I need to get a lot more of these finished up. So, for example, we have bags that we started, all different materials in there. Actually, I need to get that one done as well. This one was gorgeous. This one came from John Ross, and if you ever need materials, slabs or anything like that, please reach out to John. That is, if you want to get a quick screenshot, I'll give it like 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is John Ross. So jvross65@yahoo.com. Has all kinds of slabs and other materials. And if he doesn't have it, he would possibly find it for you. Let's pin that. Hi, Carla. Welcome in. Hi, Miss Frecklecat. And if you guys didn't know, but Miss Frecklecat also has a channel. She started it a while back. And anyway, she put up a new video today. It's on her felting and her needle felting. So if you ever get a chance to go over to her channel, it's under Frecklecat. And we'd love to see you with a little bit of support over there, because she supports me a whole bunch. And she has been making all the rock hounding sub-club felting critters or puppies. And it's kind of fun, really fun. This one's really nice. So I cut it hoping that I didn't get into this little cave right here. And I've got it so far, but and it's getting close. You can see right through it there. So, anyway, I might get away with that one. We'll see. But I think I'm just going to get started today. Welcome in, everybody. I thought about doing let's do a lurker giveaway. So if Miss Frecklecat is listening, hi Koa, how you doing? I want to give it a few minutes, and then I'm going to donate this to somebody. We hit 2,500 subscribers last week, so this is preferably for the subscribers. We will do another one next Thursday, so if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. I will be doing some sort of reward next Thursday at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I think if you guys want to, I need to wait for a few people to come in, but we're going to do that as a giveaway. And that'll be for everybody that's here today. I mean, we got 53 people in here already. So let's just give it a little bit. Thanks for the thumbs up. So yeah, if you hit the thumbs up, this is a gorgeous piece. Really nice piece. Let's see. Let's go over here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. I don't know if everybody's going to make it today, so if Frecklecat, are you in the chat right now?
I am. I just can't hear anything.
Okay. Can everybody else hear me? Should be good. Yeah, okay. Hi, Kimber. Thank you. Hey, Candy.
How can I help?
I need to put a start and a stop in the chat if you want to wait 1 second.
Sure thing.
So I just So rules are, we're going to do 1 through, we got 33 people in here. Let's do 1 through 200. And the closest one will win this. They will have to email me. That's pinned down the bottom. Thank you, Candy. Very kind of you. Oh, Carol, thank you so much. Welcome in, Carol. So when Frecklecat says start, which she's not going to do quite yet, we're going to give it about a minute, and then we'll call it. And whoever wins just needs to email me to the email address below, and we will get this out to you. So this is for all the lurkers, so you didn't just have to be a subscriber or a member. You don't have to be anything on this one. This is just if you're in the chat today at this time, we're going to put a number in, 1 through 200. Only one number, please. Just one number, and then the closest number will win this. So if Frecklecat would put the start in, that would be fantastic. And there goes the start. Hey, Angelina, Kid Curry, welcome in. Oh, I guess if I find a way to generate this, I just make up a number in my head. Let's see, I can do this real quick. And then she's not going to do it quite yet, but once she says stop, please don't put any more things in the chat so that we can check through the chat. Let's do this. Number generator. There we go. Max. 200. Generate. There we go. Okay. We are looking good. Everybody's in the hundreds today. So out of the 44 people I see, I only see... No, I got you, Candy. Has anybody else put a number in where it hasn't come through yet? Mm-hmm. Should all be good. Maybe everybody's thinking, well, it's okay. Maybe they don't want it. That's okay too. All right, I think we're going to give it like 30 more seconds.
200.
Yeah, 1 through 200. One number, please. It's a really nice piece. Yep, and I will send it out to you. All right, let's do a countdown, and then we're going to put a stop in. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. What comes after 6? Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to do a stop. There's stop. So it is working. And not that many people popped in, and it's everybody I know. So let's go ahead. We got 1 through 200. Oh, didn't do it. Here we go. 10. 10. We got 10. 122 looks like Carol Bloom. I believe Carol Bloom is the winner.
7.
I'm sorry? I see 44 with Carol.
What was the number?
10.
Oh, okay, then yeah, Carol.
Yep, looks like Carol. So congratulations, Carol. Again, just if you do you see the email at the bottom there? The period RocksAlot at outlook.com. And that's just for being here today and all the support that you've given me through last year and a half, Carol. Thank you. And then if you are new to the channel, we are going to do a subscriber only, a quick subscriber only live on Thursday, and then I will close that one out once we've taken care of business with that, and then we'll open it back up to everybody at probably around 6:30, 6:15. So if you are a subscriber and you have been supporting me all this time, I really appreciate it. Please come back on Thursday at 6 o'clock. We'll be on for about 15 minutes. I'll have a few other pieces for you guys, and then we'll go to our regular live. So there you go. All right, Carol, if you have any problems getting a hold of me, just put a comment in any of my shorts or anything like that, and yeah, I'll get back to you that way. But you should be able to just email me, and I'll get back to you. It's worked so far, so I'm really happy you got that. Now let's put it somewhere. I'm going to put it in the Neela. Going to put it in the Neela so I can remember where it is. That's the good stuff right there. All right. So it's funny, Carol, that you gave me the rubies and you also won the stones. So that's a pretty good stone. And yeah, we're at 2,500 plus. I think we went to 2,510 or 13, something like that. Hey, 4-star. It is. So let me show you. Boop. This one in particular has, I believe, howlite. I'm not sure if the white's howlite. Don't quote me on that. But it's got gibbsite turquoise in here, and it looks like it's got a little bit of the gaspiite in there, maybe. But this is from Sam over at Specialty Cabs and Block. So Specialty Cabs and Block, you can find his channel. I mean his store on Etsy. And Sam is amazing, and his daughter just started doing jewelry as well. But he makes some pretty amazing blocks. So this is just some stragglers that I bought from them. Not the piece that Carol's getting. This is actually a really nice piece. So just to show you some of the variation, these were all bits that they stopped cutting for whatever reason. They might have a little tiny glitch in it, and they just got fed up with cutting it, and I will recut these happily. And so like this one's got a bigger hole in it right there, and I might be able to come down from the other side or just cut that hole out completely. Do we have any more greenies in here? I particularly like the green ones. It's got a little bit to it. I like the turquoise, green turquoise and gaspiite ones. Some of my favorite. There you go. Is that? So this one has abalone in it. So he puts all kinds of blocks together. Pretty amazing guy and amazing family. I wish it was moldavite. I don't think he's done any with moldavite in. Not yet. Oh, I'll have to pick this. So Forster, I know you talked about doing the ammonite. I'll have to pull those up, and I will show them next Thursday. But I know, cleaning up fossils can be. It's a lot of patience. It's pretty tedious whether you're doing it by hand with a pick, hand with a little air tool, like a little blower that blows off the sand and the sediment and everything. So it can take a while and a lot of patience, but it's also fun because you reveal something out of like a sandstone that you just could never imagine where it was inside. So what are we going to start with? I think I'm going to start with this. We're just going to, this is the Eliza. I'm just going to window this real quick. Was it was it kind of slatey, 4-star? A lot of the fossils come in slate, which is sort of a precursor to oil in a way, which is why they end up fracking it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think that could be a possibility. Let's push those over there. So let's give a go on this one. Me too, Candy. It's time to go to work. Don't let them get to you. It'll be fine. Here we go. Working on a Sunday, Candy. We all do what we got to do, right? So thank you for your support too over this time. You've been very kind. Thank you. All right. We have water and air. Hey, Steven. How you doing? You just missed out on the last, we just did a quick giveaway. But I think you were a winner on the other one. I'll have to check. But we're also going to do one on Thursday. So Thursday, 6 o'clock. Let's see. I have no idea what's going to be. Got little black speckles. And I assume it's going to be like a green in here. I'm just going to go around the edge for a window. It does lighten up a little bit. I think we've seen something similar where it has these sort of yellowy golds in there. And I think at least this side I can flatten out. So let's flatten that out. just don't know if I'm going to end up having to turn this into 2 stones and cut it up a little bit. Well, that's good. Your luck is changing. That's fantastic. What did you win, Steven? You win over at Kyle's? Yeah, so you guys don't know, so Freckle Cat is my moderator on the channel and in life as well. And she did put up a new video on her channel, which is under that Freckle Cat name, and it's some needle felting, which not everybody has the ability to do. Please go check it out. And she has been doing that a lot longer than I've been doing this. So I have a divot in here. Do we take it off? See where that water's pooling right there? So do we just take that off? Oh yeah, I know one more up. What kind of... Do you know what kind of rock, Steve, or you don't? But a rock is a rock, right? Especially if it's free. I wonder. I just don't know if that gets too low in there. And if it does, what's the other shape? So now that I've hit 2,500, which is unbelievable, really, I guess I'm headed for 3,000. That'll be our next goal. And maybe that'll happen before my sort of August deadline. The August deadline is when I really started to put some time into this channel of last year. So August of 2025 is when I really got going. And I've already got over 10,000 hours of watch time. I just enjoy doing it, and I enjoy sharing it with you guys. I guess what I can do is start to go down to that, and if I can't reach this, then I can end up cutting it anyway. But you see how thin that is? It's a really nice color. Oh yeah, that's right. You're right, Steve. 250. 250 is the next goal. That's 250 with 3 zeros on the end. And if I hit 250,000, I may be able to oust the king, because I'm only knighted right now, and if I can oust the king, then I can give you all your lands back. I think we can, Steve. I think you're right. And I've also just changed something in this stone, and I hadn't really thought about it, which is kind of silly of me to miss. So here I am flattening this back, and it doesn't really have a hole in it, whereas this one does. So let's pretend that hole's not there, and I'm going to turn this into the top. I think that's a better idea. So now I've got to reorient my girdle here a little bit. What do I got to do? Not that way. It's got to be that way. There we go. My brain's a little off. One, I've been staying up late. I've been watching the basketball last week, and then now the World Cup started. Anybody got favorite teams for the World Cup? So they had 4 matches on yesterday, and I ended up watching all of them. So my sleep pattern's off a little bit, but then also I screwed up my back again. So, I pressing too hard, and I don't have any water. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hey Jed, Harold, welcome. So they call this Eliza or Eliza. To me, it looks very similar to Tyrone. So maybe this is the female Tyrone or the, yeah. So I don't know, I'll have to find out if the Eliza came from New Mexico. So Tyrone's from New Mexico, and this looks very similar. I might be wrong. So basketball's finished, hockey's about to finish, and we got the World Cup. I really rather enjoy the World Cup. Alright, so it looks great from there. Turn it to the bottom side, not so good. So what we're going to do now is flatten this side, and I'm going to have to come back and back it and JB weld that hole right there. More than opened up a window here. It doesn't. Hey Zahira, how you doing? Zahira, do you have a favorite in the World Cup? This is definitely stabilized as well. Get some extra water in there. That'll help. Alright, so that sort of does it. There's the hole that we were talking about at the beginning. I'm going to flatten that out a little bit more, but now I can actually start rolling this side over. this way. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed before, I did just hit 2,500, and we will be doing a subscriber only live on Thursday at 6 o'clock. And I think I'll probably do 2 rewards to 2 of you guys, or gals. I will pay for the shipping on whatever it is, and it may be rock related, and it may not. It'll be something pretty cool though. Oh, then you get cut out, Harold, if you won in the first 2,500. I'm joking. Yeah, I think we're over, I don't know what we're at. 2,500 and something in the teens, I think. This is a hard one to work right here. So I was going through a lot of my stuff and rearranging it in my indoor studio, or what's going to be the indoor studio, and I got a lot of rocks. And so just organizing them, labeling them, and getting them all into one place. And Koa, if you're still in the chat, I was able to get some more of the dolphin. It did not have the copper inclusions in it. And I think with a lot of rocks, so if you take a rock like this and you stabilize it when it's this big, this is some Sam stuff, but if you stabilize, suppose that's turquoise, and you want to stabilize the whole rock, because it's, it's got fractures through it and all kinds of stuff. So you put that in a vacuum, and you use cactus juice or whatever epoxy it is that you're using, and you suck all the air out of it, and then hopefully all the epoxy goes in throughout the whole stone. Well, that's fine and dandy. It holds this stone together. But I think that once you start slabbing it, and you pull off a slab, say like this, all right, so you got the block, you've stabilized the whole thing. You take off one slab, you take off another slab. By the time you start getting into the middle here and you pull out a slab, I'm not sure that 100% of the time that stabilization is getting to the middle. So even though this may be stabilized around the outside, the middle may not. And so I think, and this includes with the dolphin, I think I'm going to go back in. Now that it was sent to me and it was slabbed out, it's gorgeous, gorgeous material. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to stabilize it again, but stabilize it as a slab, because I know that I'm only having to squeeze that epoxy into, 7 millimeters to 10 millimeters thick, and it's more likely to penetrate. There's a good word for you, Steve. And so, yeah, isn't it? So I'm going to redo, and we're going to do that. I will show you some of the process of vacuuming. I have a new batch of cactus juice coming in to me. And I forget the gentleman's name. But he was a gentleman that popped up in one of the days. I have bought cactus juice before, but I just bought it from like eBay or whatever. So this came straight from a distributor, and it should come in next week, and then we'll do a whole session, because I have some of the red chrysocolla, I have some of the dolphin chrysocolla, so I have some turquoises. I'm actually going to try a few pieces of Larimar in there, and we're going to see how good RocksAlot is at stabilizing stone. We're ready for the next wheel. Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's just me guessing, really. Let's go around this sharp corner up here and blend it in. You don't want too sharp of a corner. Now with a hard stone, like a sapphire or something that's a 7 on the Mohs scale, you might not have to take that sharpness out. It's less likely to chip off. So it looks straight from the top. Starting to get a dome. Jaggedy edges we will change at a later date. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys have a short week like I do. Due to celebrating Juneteenth, I get an extra day off this week. Alright, this turned out much cleaner than I thought it was going to. And this is Eliza turquoise. Do some work for a little bit here. Yeah, it is. It's actually looking much nicer than I thought. Because I thought I was going to have to deal with that. And actually, with your guys' help, it made me make the decision to go from the bottom. And I got to remember to do that from time to time. So, get close up in there. Really neat material. Yeah, I don't know why I was stuck on trying to do that side. So yeah, this is a pull-out method. I go from the middle basically, pull out to the side, pull out to the side, pull out to the side, and then I do a pull out, but from the center point, and roll over. for the corners, it's a pull out and roll over. Just like you gotta leave early or something. and and then the other way is from the middle to the sides, and you're gonna stick around. I will actually, Harold. So I was stuck in my brain for some reason of coming from what I thought was the top down, and I thought I was going to end up getting low enough through here to roll over these edges, and I just wasn't. So instead, I'm going to have to end up filling this in. I don't necessarily have to fill it in with, with a JB Weld. Where's my JB Weld one? So I could do a JB Weld. In fact, this is a great one to look at. So there's a couple ways to do the backing on this. Let me get JB Weld one. There we go. So one way to do it is just JB Weld it, flatten it out, fill in that hole from the back. Back it up a little bit. So just fill that in with JB Weld, flatten it out, and you end up with a backing, something like that, pretty thin, but it'll fill in that hole, and not that it needs extra stabilization, but it'll give it a nice flat back to it, and then it'll be good for a pendant, or whatever it is that you'd like to make it into. Now the other way to do it, which I like to do, is to take like a piece like this, which was really thin on one side and thin on the other. Really thin on one side, thin on the other. So pretty thin there. Bit thicker, but still thin on that side. And then I backed it right there with some wild horse. So a couple of different ways. And this, I'm going to try silversmithing this piece. I'm not sure if I'm going to start with a piece with copper first or silver. But really it's just a piece of bezel wire going down the middle, nice flat piece of bezel wire, and folding it over and having a little bail at the top. This one's gorgeous, yeah. A couple of different ways to do it. Yeah, just be careful what company you say it in. Alright. Go. So usually with a stabilized piece, this is pre-stabilized, it's been epoxied basically of some sort. I wouldn't need to do the backing, but I want to fill that hole in. And we're just going to go up right here to the 280 grit. Twist it around real quick. So you were doing doublets? Opal doublets, Stephen? I've had good and bad experiences with clear epoxies. Some people say to use 6,000, but especially with the weather down where I am here, epoxies take a lot longer to dry, and sometimes they seem to remain sticky. Which is why when we did that piece of, when I did that piece, well, one of the pieces of the Windy Ridge right here, I did this one. Let me see if I can get it dry, it would help. So that was the super glue one we did. And the super glue one turned out much nicer than when I've done with hard epoxies, like two-piece epoxies. I just found out this might this might be the only piece that had copper in it. So they're keeping an eye out for some more with copper in it, but of all the rough that they've slabbed so far, that is the only piece that had copper in it. So that one's going to end up staying with me, I think. And then I'll show you the other stuff that we're going to stabilize. My corner's just off in my brain a little bit, so it's a little rounder than over here. I don't like that. I'm going to change that real quick, I hope. So I went back a wheel here real quick. My shape is off just a tiny bit for me. Hey, Star. I was going to ask you, how's your cargo container going? Star, come in Thursday evening, 6 o'clock. We're going to do a subscriber reward. We did one earlier today for all the locals, but one of our good friends, Carol Bloom, won, so that's good. Because I'm very happy to have the locals in here who don't necessarily do thumbs up or subscribe or anything like that. They're just in to watch, and we welcome you guys too. But Thursday we're going to do a quick subscriber only live, and I'll have a couple of other things to give out. And this one looks pretty good for right now. Harold, it is, and I don't know the name of it. There is a Chinese epoxy. It has a blue and red box that lapidary Dave uses, and it works really well for him. I'll reach out to him and see if I can find it. And then may even be somebody in the chat that knows it. Did you like your golden pigeon? And would you like me to upload the golden pigeon, Star? That's really up to you. I give you full editor's prowess on that. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm not going to sing the Liza song, but that is Eliza. Is that what it is? Yes. So that's what he uses, Harold, and he puts that the copper powder in it. Looks really good. I'm thinking about switching a little bit myself. Not necessarily with copper, but maybe a different metal. I don't know. But it does, to me, look a little bit nicer and a little bit more professional than JB Weld. Now the thing is, the only reason that you would want to have the metallic backing is if you were going to show it. So if you're going to have an open back stone, good reason to show it, and to do the copper and epoxy. But if that's just going to be hidden, if that backing is just going to get hidden into a setting, then you wouldn't see it anyway. And so maybe you're spending more money than you need to on a backing that isn't going to show. I think it really depends on who's setting and how they're wanting to set it. Got one little teeny little bot cave in there, but that's going to stay. Oop, nice catch. So we are going to redo the back on that one. Thank you, Kelly. That's really kind. Yeah, I mean, I have one too, and I don't have I don't have an expensive Fordham or anything. I don't think you can get that one from Harbor Freight anymore, but I use the tiny little Dremels, and that's kind of how I started. And I still use them from time to time. If I have something that's concave that needs quick polish up without having to take away the rest of the stone, that's what I'll use. Okie dokie, what are we going for? These are just pretty much the same turquoises. Oh, that one's got a hole in it too. Let's do that one real quick. This should be nice and soft. Stabilized but soft. I'm not getting any pictures. Too late now. Hey H, how you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for all your support, H. It's very kind of you over the years. And if you come and join us, yeah, I just got lucky with this machine, Kelly. Equipment can be expensive. So yeah, Thursday we will start with a subscriber only live, and then once we've done what we're doing in that one, which should only take about 15 minutes to 30 minutes, we will move over. I will cut the live, and we'll restart a live with everybody in it. But if you like rocks and you're subscribed and you like free rocks, good time to be there. It's going to be a couple. I have not tried it yet, H. I have some. So a few of my pieces have like the wormholes in them, and then some of them are solid. I think I'm going to practice on the ones that have like the wormy holes through them. I don't know what to call them other than a wormhole. They're straight wormholes, but they're wormholes. Just to see how well it cuts and to see if it crumbles at all, and then I will do the more solid pieces. Really cool material though. Really nice material. I like the look of it, the fibrous look of it. Just got a little bit more to go. Let's go around the edge now. Bring everything in. This one, I think, came from the American bag, which is probably more likely Arizona than anywhere else. This particular type of color. But exactly where, really, only the stone knows on this case. Alright, look at that. So last time we brought up the things you could do as a kid that you can't do today, like leaving your bicycle on the front lawn and side door was left open, all that kind of stuff. So what was one of your childhood foods that you'd rather have every day than any other type of food, whether it's like chicken nuggets or fish sticks, raviolis, chef boyardee, spaghetti only. Yeah, this is really nice, guys. I wish you could see it. It's actually bluer, a little bit bluer in person. Let's get a little bit of a close-up and we'll go back to it. It's like a really nice robin eggs color. Mac and cheese with hot dogs. You did the good life, Stephen. You had the cinnamon with it. I just had sugar and butter. If I was lucky, I could do the brown sugar. Hey, Dr. Chris. How are you doing? Cinnamon toast is right. Got a little chipper right there, and I gotta get that out somehow. See if I can reorient this a little bit. Like that. Hopefully it's not gonna chip out. I'm gonna get it flat on the back again. Flat on the back again. Ah, that's pretty on that side. Yeah, the backs always end up pretty. Look at that. That is really pretty. Alright. So let's start bringing this top down. Hi everybody, welcome in. Cool, Chris. Hey, we're all doing pretty good. We kind of come on here on a Sunday around 2 o'clock. Cut some stones, chat a little bit. Try to, if we can, try to bring up the good things that are going on in the world or in our lives. Being able to cut rocks makes my life a lot better. Alright, let's see how we did. Okay, the top's looking pretty nice too. This is going to come off a little bit more. We'll hit into some more of those blues. Hopefully that little light touch comes out. Let's go into the next wheel before I make it disappear. Homemade eggnog for breakfast. How old were you? I'm pretty sure my mother would slip me something every now and then, but... So was it just eggnog, or was it like adult eggnog? I can just hear my mother telling me, like, don't forget your eggnog before you go to bed. One of my best friends he makes his grandmother's eggnog every year for us and bottles it up. Now, my one is non-alcoholic, but it's absolutely delicious. So I'm actually a pretty good fan of eggnog if it's made in the right way. and his grandmother was from Switzerland. So I don't know if she had a little bit of the sort of chocolate fairy in her as well. It's pretty cool that he thinks about that for us and his friends the whole year round, and collecting bottles throughout the year to fill up at Christmas. Right? Yeah, eggnog and cinnamon toast fingers to dip in it. It actually sounds delicious. So what were the things you couldn't eat as a kid? I know the other day I was talking about Brussels sprouts. Is there anything you couldn't eat as a kid that you still can't eat today? One was Brussels sprouts for me, the other one was mushrooms. And I love mushrooms now, but yeah, the mushrooms what changed me on mushrooms was we used to go on little holidays to bed and breakfasts, actually up north to where Star Winters in the chat is. We'd go up there, but we'd also go down towards Cornwall and Devon, and more than often we'd stay on a farm, like a full-fledged cattle farm, chicken farm, and we'd get up in the mornings and then we would go pick blackberries and then also pick mushrooms out in the wild. And I'm talking when I was like 6 or 7. And once I started picking my own mushrooms, then I started to enjoy them. Ooh, liver, yes. I used to get liver and onions at school. Couldn't eat the liver. I could just about get away with the gravy. Alright. I'm going to move this on over. On this last wheel. It's going pretty well. I need to take a drink of something after this. And I need to stretch my back up for a second. I did my back in again. I guess I was probably mowing the lawn. But it could have been anything. Could have been anything. Wow. It's a really nice little stone. I was not expecting to find this inside of there. No pull out on this one, it's a little bit small. That is a pretty stone, look at that. That's kind of what it started like. Oops, that's a little close, sorry about that. Nice. Alright, very happy with that one. Let's put that next to that one. I think we're going to do the other one. See if it turns out the same sort of look. Came out of the same bag. Oh yeah, ow. Oh, drink. What do I do with my... I didn't bring my cold drink out. Alright, let's start with this one. Let me wipe your faces down real quick. Close your eyes. There you go. You guys are all clean. Feel like your guys' mother sometimes. Should have a decent glue on this one. You back it up and come back in. How about that? How about that? That's not too bad. Hi everybody, welcome in. If you have not been here before, the channel obviously is RocksAlot, and I like to take fairly ugly stones and make them prettier. So something like that into something like this. And I try to cut them so they can be set by a jeweler, or maybe even set by myself at some point. So let's flatten the back out on this one. I go live on Sundays around 2 o'clock, and I go live again on Thursday evenings around 6 o'clock. That's Eastern Standard Time. And I'm an Englishman with a twang, so I am located in the United States. Well, that's what my VPN says anyway. This one's a little bit darker, maybe a little bit greener. I had my Doritos, so I don't know what I did with it. So. Yeah, it's getting warm out here again. Midsummers around here are going to be in the 90s, so, which is about 35, 36 degrees Celsius. Might be knocking that off. All right. Cold. Excuse me 1 second. Giant spanner would work, whatever that is. Anyway, this is what I was talking about. I like this stuff. This one is 200. Bam. Good opener. This is my last one, so I won't be able to show them in their lives anymore. That's delicious. Alright. I'm not endorsing them. I do like them though. Alright. So I don't know about the rest of you, but so I was drinking one of those the other day, and I can tell when they've used fake sugar or the Sevilla leaf or whatever it is, Setvia leaf. And I did find out that they do use that in some of their products. But I'm pretty good at, even if you don't tell me, I can taste whether it's got a fake sweetener in it or not. that little pointy corner is coming off. I just didn't like the shape right there. Nice. Yeah, I can tell. What was the other one I had the other day? Oh, Hershey's chocolate mousse. And I was like, wait a minute. That one surprised me a little bit, although I know, or at least I've been reading, that they're taking the chocolate out of chocolate items. Doesn't make much sense. Okay, now. That blue's gorgeous. How do I keep more blue than sort of that muddled blue at the bottom? I might have to reorient this one. I'm going to start taking off the top though. Have a peek. Nice. I like that blue in there. Now I got to keep as much of the blue as I can. I think I can bring it down a little bit. That's going to get in the way. Starting to make this one disappear pretty quick too. Alright. I wish they'd let you just play music. They even flagged when we went out with those cypress trees, when we went out to the springs. They even flagged the music that you could barely hear in the background that was coming off a boat that these kids were on. Living by their rules. Let's see if I can get a little bit of height on this one. Pressing a little hard. Thanks for the super chat. Don't know who did the super chat, but thank you. Amanda, thank you. Just Edge. Very much appreciated, thank you. It all helps, it really does. Eventually I'll get enough I can go get a manicure and I can take care of my nails. They're not too bad today, but I'm just joking. I just get a comment every now and then about my nails not being perfect. and all that helps. So I don't know what I'm up to. So I have 2 checks from Google at this point. The first one was $113. The second one was $143, and that's over like 4 months. So I'm just keeping that in my account, and it will eventually go to a piece of equipment. And yeah, it's just going to stay in there until I'm ready to spend it. Okay, how am I going to do this? I think I'm taking a little bit more of this point off. The point wasn't centered very well, so I'd rather take it off. There we go. It'll still be a free form, but it'll be a much more aesthetically pleasing free form. Try and get a bigger dome on it. I think we're going to move over. Hi everybody. So yeah, Focal Cat put that one up, and then I got to go in. So there was a few people in my boot camp that were in the sort of felting, embroidery, crafting sort of genre or area. Wow, that looks pretty cool. The back, of course. And they had figured out a really good way of using their channels for shopping. So it's a little more difficult for me, I guess. I could do, what could I sell on here? I could sell a machine. I could put my name behind a machine. I could do some other tools, maybe a Dremel, maybe some Fordham items, maybe some masks, adhesives and glues. We'll see. Dean Klein, welcome in. Very happy to have you here. Just go a little quiet while I go finish it up on this wheel and maybe move over to the next wheel. Taking it out. I went quiet when I came out because I'm taking this piece off some more. Well, now I'm going to leave it. As you might be able to tell, I didn't win too many of the keep quiet as long as you can games. Yeah, and that's so even if you want a stone as in such, and polished up and finished. Or even if you want some rough, some turquoise rough of some kind, just reach out to me. I'll either have some or I can point you in the right direction. So I'm just going to go off and take off. See that sharp little corner at the bottom? We're gonna zap that off real quick. Alright, question. Do I leave it like that where it's a free form, or I take that little bottom off and make it an oval? See what I'm saying? So A, leave it. B, take off the bottom little bit. Thank you, Eva. Yeah, it's pretty stuff. Homegrown American, this one. And Freckle Cat and I were talking about that the other day, and I think the appeal, maybe to my channel, but some similar to mine, and also Freckle Cat's channel, is we're trying to figure out the right word, and it's just the channels are a little more organic. A, B, B. A was leave it, right? B was chop it off. I think we're chopping it off. Because I can make it more, well, that's not the right one. I think we're chopping it off. Let's go back one and just chop it off a little bit. I do listen to you guys some of the time. I know. I think it was last live when we were outside cutting the coral crystals, but I asked for your advice and then ended up doing it my own way anyway. But I do listen sometimes. Yeah, that's a little bit better already. Now I can clean it all up. Let's see. Let's clean it up. And I could, if I wanted, put this through a stencil. Now that I'm looking at more of an oval. But for right now, I'm just going to do it by eye. And it does. It looks a lot better like that. Let's go back over to the 280. Right? Stop. Sure you believe me, right? Yeah, of course. What he said. And I will put up a short tonight, one rock related, but I'm also going to put up one, hopefully with the sturgeon that we saw a couple weeks back. I actually got some nicer shots than I thought I did. I was trying to take pictures of a sturgeon jumping as next to impossible. And told people you saw a sturgeon jumping, they'd be like, sure you did. Well, this is one of the ones that I have proof of. Very pretty. Very pretty. Flatten it out good. Now I got to redo that sharp edge that I did at the bottom before. It looks pretty nice. That's the bottom. Just around the bottom edge. Yeah, pretty pretty. Really nice. Okay, that's 3. What's next? I have one that I'm still waiting. Yeah, I'll have to, I'll put it up tonight, Steve. I just got to edit it, because there was that one picture, but then when I went back to a different sort of 30-second or 1-minute video that I had, I actually got an amazing shot. So I'll end up teasing you with the, I'll end up teasing you with the first shot, and then I'll show you the really close one. I think the closer one is probably 30-40 pounds heavier than the first one. Alright, little extra water for safety. Hey Rosebud, how are you? Rosebud is one of our newer subscribers, so please say hi. Alright, I don't know how messy this one is, and I'm not sure I know what it is. I don't know if it's the quartzite or not, or it's something else. But it's like a quartz line in here. Let's see if I can back this up a second. I wanted to get a good look. Yeah, it may be hematite in there. I'll know in a second. I don't know if it's hematite or chert. Let's go. There you go. Now that I've got that, I wonder if I can just break that off. Looks like dinosaur teeth. So now do I try to keep that on the edge? I don't even know how hard this is. Let's give this a try. Here we go. Sorry for the quick movement there. It's not snap off. I can't snap it off. This might be a lot harder than I thought. No, not too bad. And it's not coming off as very hematite either. Really a hematite because it's metal. So same happens with pyrite. It'll go black. This is not going black. Let's go across this corner here and see what happens. Well, kind of black. That one's a little muffier, isn't it? Come on, water. There goes my manicure. And it's sticky. Not sticky, it's just slightly sticky. Whew. It's not pyrite for sure. I'm just trying to see. if I'm going to be able to keep the quartz or not. And looking at it one side, you can't see. The other one. Oh, so Star lives in an area where they have a lot of fossils. Alright, I'm going to try and keep this quartz in here somehow. And we're going to step it. Alright, this is not going to be easy. So do I leave that in there or do I take it out? I have enough of a girdle right there that it can be set in. I mean, it looks good from the side, I just don't know if it looks so good from the top. Yeah, I think so too, Kelly. I'm gonna try. I have to, let's see if I can blend it in. Here. I think you're right, Kelly. Not for me, Star. Now I'm going to have to go on the very edge of here to try and roll that over a little bit. Like that. And go all the way around. Oh wow. It's spitting stuff at me all over the place here. Cutting blind right here. This is why my hands are so clean. Anybody want to go to work for me tomorrow? Alright. Looks pretty good. Looking pretty good. Good start. We're moving over. Right. pretty good. Whatever it is, I kind of like it. So now I'm going to 30 right here. I've done a 45 all the way around. I'm going to do like between a 30 and a 15, so somewhere in there. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do with that edge there. You probably couldn't see it. Let me try this edge too, without touching the quartz. So this is actually like a good spot. I could use a Dremel if I wanted. I'm trying to get that quartz to protrude just a little bit and still roll it over like I was doing a regular cast. Take skill, take skill. All right. That's good. Hey everybody, welcome in. I'm saving for new equipment. If anybody's ever interested in a stone, right down the bottom there. You know what this is cutting like? I don't know if you guys remember the pea brain. Pea brain came from Steven. What's his handle? Maybe get one more rock? I forget. That's Steven and Eddie. But the pea brain, I'll have to go back and look at it. This is actually a little firmer than the pea brain. The pea brain was a rock that Steve found literally by stopping on a long trip from, I think, going out of New Mexico, but he went into Arizona, and when he was in Arizona, stepped out of his car to hit his bladder a little. Anyway, he took a pee on a rock, literally, and it ended up being green, and that was hematite that was with that. So I wonder if this is similar material. It's been a while since I cut that, and it just dawned on me that this is very similar. Blend this in. Yeah, but don't be running around the neighborhood peeing on everything either, Steve. Really not good. And I don't think when you were trying to explain it to the officer what you were doing, and you were like, hey, I was just taking a pee around to see if I could find any rocks. I don't know where in Michigan you live, but I don't think that's gonna fly. Alright, so that is a true story from Steve. And, so there was only one rock of pea brain ever cut in the world, and I got a few slabs of it. Hey Zeus, welcome in. Oh Jesus, but I assume, yeah, I make an assumption that it's Jesus, but it might not be, it might be Jesus. So welcome in. Alright, I'm going to do a little funky right here for some reason. Right here, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. trying to make sure my angle is a little bit downward towards my index finger here. There you go. Looks good. That quartz looks good. So I'll clean this out afterwards with maybe with the steamer. It's a shame that isn't on the top going across the middle. Let's pull out a little bit. I'm going to do one more. One more, I think it's a little piece of Kingman. Pretty rough. Alright, pretty rough. Hi everybody, welcome in. So yeah, it's got that little quartz on the side. That looks really nice. Yeah, really happy with that. Get that. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're going to go a little bit bluer. So these were both American turquoise. It's probably Arizona. We weren't 100% sure. This is only up to the, oh geez, showing the rocks again. And that's good. Alright, we'll do one more. 2, 3, 4. We go little or big. We'll just go little on this one. So while you're all in, if you're a subscriber, join us. Well, if you're not a subscriber, join us 6 o'clock on Thursday. I go live on Thursdays and also on Sundays at 2. So Thursdays at 6, Sundays at 2. But this Thursday, I'm going to start at 6 with a subscriber only. And we're going to have a couple of little rewards I want to give out to 1 or 2, well, 2 of you subscribers. Maybe we're going to keep it at 2, I think. Just for hitting that 2,500 mark. Very much appreciated on all the support. And I don't want to give back a little bit. So yeah, live Thursday at 6 o'clock. Probably for about 15 to 20 minutes. I will wait probably 5 or 10 minutes before I start doing anything. So come join us then. If you're not a subscriber yet, you can still join in if you're subscribed now or probably by tomorrow about 6 o'clock. And then after we do that reward, we will cut out and we'll go back to a regular live. So come join us Thursday. If not, you're welcome to join anytime. I don't know what this one's going to do. This little piece looks like it doesn't add on, so that's probably going to come off. It's not big enough to cut off. Hard stuff. And I would go longer today, but like I said, I did my back in a little bit, mowing the lawn, and kind of got to take care of that. Probably been on longer than I should already. Go around the outside real quick. That's a pretty color inside. to be a bit of a long one, this one. Nice. Well, that's pretty cool. I wish we had great places to go rock hounding around here. Around here you just find fossils, which is still cool. Now, was it just regular wood or was it a petrified wood? Flatten the back out. Okay, this might end up being the top, I don't know yet. Wow. So, listen guys. I still know there's a hole in the back because watch the sludge coming out the top here. See stuff coming out, so it's almost gone. Almost gone. And it's gone. Right there. Wow. Pretty. Might be a little thin, but it's going to be a really nice stone. Now I start to come down on the top side. Hi everybody. Look at that. So who would have thought underneath that white was this gorgeous blue? I'm going to do as much as I can on this wheel without breaking it, because it is getting thin, but it's still in a settable thickness right now. Hi everybody. Sorry I keep repeating myself for those who have already been in here. So it looks like we got lots of newcomers. Hang out for like 30 seconds. Maybe you'll see something you like, or maybe you see something that a friend of yours would like. A little bit of a more organic channel. I'm not sticking rubber bands under a watermelon or anything, or pouring Tabasco in my eye, although that may be entertaining to some. You could go outside and pretend to cut my finger off with the tile saw. That would be pretty exciting. Alright, okie dokie. So this may end up having this an odd dome to it. It's higher on one side than the other, and I'm doing it on purpose. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll bring it down a little. But I'm getting a little bit of really nice black webbing in here. Look at that. So now we got to think about shape, 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 shape. What are we doing for shape? So thin that I'm going to take it off. more, and we're looking good. Look at that. All right. Still a little misshapen on the top, but I might have to leave it. It's such a nice. Yep, looking good. I'm going to go to the next wheel. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Does anybody want to work for me tomorrow? I got a shift. You can go in at 6 and you can be done by, well, if you don't take a break, you can be done by 5:30. But it's a quick 12-hour shift tomorrow if anybody wants it. I'm trying to blend in the dome a little more even on the top. Wow, okay. There's one little area that has a little bit of that sort of white that was on the outer skin, and I don't think that's too stable, so I need to get that out somehow. Just calling you Jack, see? Alright. Got thinner, but that dome looks much nicer now. Look at that. That's pretty. Let's go under this soft wheel here. I was not expecting to get this out of that little stone. Now, this happened a couple of times today, so that's pretty good. Undercut right there, which is not good. Undercut, and it changed the shape of my stone now too. Dang it. Pretty. Last time around, we are done with this one. How are we doing on time? We are almost at 2. Uh-oh. Maybe we'll do one more. I gotta stop after the next one. I'm gonna end up stuck in this chair. ready for tomorrow. And I do have to eat. I'm gonna watch a little football tonight. Alright. That's it. Pretty stone. Really pretty stone. Where are we? Yeah. Uh-oh. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Do one more light one. Thank you, Rosebud. Pretty stuff. That might end up being the best stone of the day. Unscrewed there a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna do one more. So I really gotta stop at some point. I gotta stretch out my back here. Good stuff. Alright. I don't even know if this one's got color. We'll give it a try. Last one. Looks like a shark tooth. Maybe it'll stay that way. Although I don't think it's got anything in. Well, it's got some really light greeny blue, I guess. What do you think? We'll do it real quick, see what happens. I got lots of green to do. I got lots of varicites to do. And I got some dolphin, some of the dolphin, what is it? Oh, chrysocolla. I gotta wait for my cactus juice to come in. I got cactus juice coming in this week. Maybe that's what we'll do Thursday. Maybe I'll get prepped up somewhere around the house and we'll start vacuuming something. It's not staying the same triangular shape that I thought. Yeah, I know. It's not getting worse, but of course I won't know that until the morning. And try to go to work. Let's try this one real quick. Going around the edges, trying to thicken out the height. Ooh, dusty. Good thing I got a mask on. That's good, nice and secure there. Okay. Starting to see a shape. Let's get the back off. Get that evened up. Now the water, there it is. It's not good to start seeing dust. If I see dust, then I'm doing something wrong. That's gonna be fine. That's actually better than I thought. Let's take the top down some. Go around the edge. And one of these days we're just going to take a whole bag that I have to the third wheel and we're going to finish them off on the next 3 wheels, and we'll do a really big zam session. Not a jam session, but a zam session. And zam sessions are fun because you get that final polish on there. Gives a great final polish, and then it also shows where I've made mistakes, or I got too lazy and didn't finish something correctly, and I got to go back and do it again. So. Alright, now just trying to get the girdle the same height all the way around, and we'll move on to the next wheel, which I think is now. Like that. There we go. Beautiful. Jam, yep. You ever a jam fan, Star? I can cut off the face, it's pretty easy. It is not hard to make a stone disappear. Alright, that's pretty good. Actually, let's do a little bit of the pull out on a small stone. Same thing, just starting from the middle of the dome and pulling out the outside edge. I don't know, do we leave this slit in the top there? Or do we pull that out too? I'm gonna take that out. A little funky right there. Just moving the center of the stone over a little so that it's centered. Let's go over to this last one. Oh, this one went pretty quick. Go in the back real quick. Do that bottom sharp edge. And take that sharp edge off right there. Good. around the girdle just to make sure it's polished or smooth. Girdle is in tight right there, and this edge is a little bit higher than the rest, so I've got to bring it down a little bit just so it can blend in. There we go, just blending it in a little bit. And now we do a little bit of the wiggle waggle, which is not as easy as it looks. Oops. Do the pull out. That looks good. Alright, have a look at that. Pretty happy with that one. Oh, there we go. No. That's the one I'm trying to do. Okay. Alright, I am going to switch that down. That is a lovely sound for me to hear. I love to hear that motor just slowing down right there. Let's grab everything. I did 6 stones, which is good. I've got, we don't know what this one is. It looks very much like the pea brain, but I'm not sure it is. It's got a little bit of toofuses on the side there. But pretty green. This is some Eliza or Eliza. Looks very much like Tyrone to me, but it is Eliza. This is Arizona most likely, but American turquoise. This one still got a little facet there. That'll come out on the next few wheels. Same thing, American. And then this was actually a piece of Kingman. That came out really pretty. So let's get in there. That looks good. Just like that. So once again, thank you all so much for coming in. I will be live again on Thursday at 6 p.m. If you are a subscriber, please put it on your calendar. I'm going to be thanking the subscribers on Thursday at 6. We'll do a subscriber only live. I will wait probably 10 minutes before anything exciting happens. Well, first 10 minutes be exciting too, but to where you really need to be in there. So I'll give it a 10-minute wait. Then we'll do what we're going to do, and then we will cut that live off and come back with a regular live after that. So the regular live will be probably 6:20, maybe 6:30, probably 6:30. And we're going to do an early live for subscribers only at 6. And hope to see you guys there. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me, not just here in the lives, but you also support me in the shorts that I put up, and all those little comments, even if it's just a heart. It all counts and it all helps. So once again, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a short week because you got Juneteenth coming up. And Carol, our friend Carol, won the reward for the day. Let me do this real quick, think. And so she will be receiving this. One's really nice. Super nice. So that was for the lurkers, subscribers, and regulars today. That's awesome, Stephen. Good to hear. So yeah, I've been doing really well during the week and on the lives. And yeah, I'll be back Thursday. Come see us. If you have any questions or you see any stones that you might like to put into your collection, just reach out to that email down the bottom. I do answer everybody. And thanks for joining me today. So love you guys. See you next time. In the meantime, take care of each other. most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers now. Bye, guys.